Stop eating these 5 breakfast foods if you want to protect your kidneys. Many people start their day thinking their breakfast is healthy, but some common morning foods quietly overload the kidneys. Your kidneys work 24 hours, filtering your blood non-stop, and your first meal can decide how hard they will have to work for the rest of the day. If the wrong ingredients enter your system first thing in the morning, the kidneys are pushed into unnecessary strain. In this video, we'll look at 5 breakfast foods that seem normal, even healthy, but can slowly harm kidney function over time. And don't worry, we'll also go through simple and easy swaps that support and protect your kidneys instead. Stay until the end, the last one is the most surprising. Your kidneys work 24 hours, even while you sleep, but breakfast decides how hard they'll struggle for the rest of the day. When we wake up, the body is slightly dehydrated because we go many hours without water. During this time, the kidneys are still working to filter the blood, remove waste, and balance minerals. So the first thing you eat or drink in the morning has a big impact. It can either support your kidneys and make their work easier, or it can overload them and force them to work harder than they should. Most people don't realize this. They pick breakfast foods just because they are easy, fast, or labeled as healthy. But labeling can be misleading. Many common breakfast items contain extra sodium, phosphorus additives, sugars, and ingredients that silently increase pressure on the kidneys. When these ingredients enter the bloodstream early in the day, the kidneys must work harder to filter them. Over time, this extra strain can affect their natural filtering ability. The goal is not to stop eating breakfast. The goal is to understand which foods create stress and what simple swaps can protect kidney function. When you choose the right breakfast, you help maintain steady blood pressure, balanced minerals, and better energy throughout the day. Small choices every morning make a long-term difference. So let's start with the breakfast that seems harmless, but puts your kidneys under the most silent stress. The cereal box looks healthy, but the ingredients list tells another story. Many people start their morning with a bowl of cereal because it feels quick and light. But most processed breakfast cereals contain ingredients that quietly push the kidneys to work harder. The main issue comes from sodium and phosphorus additives used to keep the cereal crisp and to increase shelf life. These additives get absorbed into the bloodstream very quickly. When phosphorus levels rise, the body tries to balance it by pulling calcium from the bones. That calcium and phosphorus then pass through the kidneys, adding pressure to their filtering system. Another problem is the added sugar in these cereals. Even a small bowl can contain 8 to 12 grams of sugar. When eaten, first thing in the morning, sugar raises blood glucose fast. This causes insulin to spike. High insulin makes the kidneys retain more sodium, which can increase blood pressure and strain the filtration process. This is why some people feel thirsty or tired soon after eating cereal. It's not lack of sleep, it's the body reacting to an imbalance. When this pattern happens every morning, the kidneys stay in a state of extra effort. Over time, this can contribute to swelling, fatigue, or changes in blood pressure. The good news is that there is a simple and comfortable replacement. Steel-cut oats or rolled oats provide slow, steady energy without additives. Adding cinnamon helps support blood sugar balance. Berries add antioxidants that support cell protection in the kidneys. Chia seeds provide gentle fiber and hydration. This swap is simple, filling, and much easier on the kidneys throughout the day. But this next breakfast is even worse, because its damage begins before you take the first bite. What if the flavor in your food is more dangerous than the food itself? Many people assume that kidney stress comes from the type of food they eat, like meat, dairy, or grain. But in reality, the bigger problem often comes from the ingredients added to these foods, especially the flavor enhancers and preservatives that are hard to notice. These additives are designed to improve taste, appearance, and shelf life. They make the food look fresh and appealing, but they also change how the kidneys have to work. One of the most concerning additives is phosphate. Phosphates are used to improve texture and flavor, and they are absorbed much faster than the natural phosphorus found in whole foods. When phosphate levels rise quickly in the bloodstream, the body responds by pulling calcium from the bones to try to balance the minerals. That calcium-phosphate combination then travels to the kidneys. The kidneys must filter and remove it, which forces them to work harder. Repeating. And this process every morning can slowly weaken the filtration system. This is not something most people intentionally do. They don't choose to harm their kidneys. The problem is that food packaging can be misleading. Labels often use terms like fortified, enriched, or flavor-enhanced, without clearly stating how much phosphate is inside. Even when ingredients are listed, they are written in forms like sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, or monocalcium phosphate, which can easily be overlooked during quick shopping. It's not your fault the labels are designed to make the food look healthier than it really is. For many, the kidney stress does not come from overeating, but from consuming foods that were processed in a way that forces the kidneys into extra work. Understanding this difference is the first step to making safer breakfast choices. And the most aggressive additives hide inside one of the world's favorite breakfast sides. The smell is comforting, but the cost is hidden. Bacon and sausages are common breakfast choices because they taste satisfying and feel familiar. But the ingredients used to process and preserve them create a heavy load for the kidneys. These meats contain very high levels of sodium. When sodium enters the bloodstream, the body holds on to extra water to balance it. This increases blood pressure, and the kidneys have to work harder to remove the excess fluid. Over time, this constant pressure can weaken the tiny filters inside the kidneys. Another concern is the nitrates and nitrites added to bacon and sausage to keep them pink and flavorful. When these chemicals break down in the body, they can trigger inflammation. Inflammation affects blood vessels and reduces the smooth flow of blood through the kidneys. When blood flow weakens, filtering waste becomes more difficult. This can contribute to early signs of kidney strain. Eating processed meats often can also increase the risk of protein leaking into urine, a sign known as proteinuria. This means the kidney filters are not sealing properly. In addition, processed meats can raise the chance of kidney stones forming because they affect the balance of minerals, especially calcium and uric acid. Stones can be painful and may damage kidney tissue over time. The good news is that breakfast can still be enjoyable with safer protein options. Egg whites provide clean protein without the sodium load of processed meats. Plain Greek yogurt gives protein and probiotics that support overall balance. For a plant-based option, a simple tofu scramble works well. Heat a small amount of olive oil. Crumble tofu, add a pinch of turmeric for color, and mix in vegetables like bell peppers for fiber and nutrients. These swaps offer flavor and fullness without placing extra strain on the kidneys. But some kidney stress doesn't come from food you chew, it comes from what you drink. A glass of OJ looks bright, fresh, and healthy. But the kidneys tell a different story. Orange juice is often seen as the perfect morning drink, but its nutrient load can be too strong for the kidneys, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. One glass of orange juice contains a high amount of potassium. When the kidneys are working normally, they balance potassium easily. But when they are under strain or not filtering efficiently, that sudden rise in potassium can create stress. If potassium builds up in the blood, it can affect muscle and heart rhythm. Another issue comes from the natural sugar in orange juice, known as fructose. When the body breaks down fructose, it produces uric acid. If uric acid levels rise too high, crystals can form in the kidneys and joints. These crystals are sharp and irritating, which can lead to kidney stones and discomfort. Many people are surprised that something as simple as juice can influence stone formation. But this process begins quietly. Even juices labeled as 100% natural or no added sugar can contain added potassium preservatives. These preservatives are used to maintain color and flavor during storage. They increase the total potassium load without the drink tasting any different. This makes it easy to consume more potassium than the kidneys are comfortable handling first thing in the morning. Healthier alternatives are easy to make. A berry cooler made from blueberries or strawberries blended with water provides hydration and gentle antioxidants. Diluting apple juice with water cuts sugar while keeping flavor. Cranberry water offers a refreshing taste and may support urinary tract health. These options keep hydration steady without overwhelming the kidneys. But there's a bigger problem because many people drink something even worse every single morning. It's not coffee that's harming your kidneys, it's what's inside the coffee. Many people blame coffee itself when they hear about kidney strain, but plain coffee in moderate amounts is usually not the problem. The real issue is the flavored and non-dairy creamers that are added to it. These creamers often contain phosphate additives that don't just make the drink taste smooth, they also affect how the kidneys manage minerals in the body. The marketing around these creamers is very polished. Labels use words like creamy, low sugar, or zero dairy to make them look healthier. But the ingredient list tells a different story. Terms such as dipotassium phosphate or sodium phosphate are often listed in small print. These additives are absorbed very quickly, much faster than the natural phosphorus found in foods like whole grains or nuts. More than 90% of these added phosphates go straight into the bloodstream. When phosphate levels rise quickly, the body tries to balance them by pulling calcium from the bones. The calcium and phosphate then travel to the kidneys, increasing the filtering workload. This doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, cup by cup, day after day. Some people notice swelling in the hands, ankles, or face. Others feel more tired than expected. These early signals are often ignored because they seem mild. But over time, the kidneys are forced to manage mineral imbalance more often than they should. It's important to understand that this isn't something done intentionally. You were trying to enjoy comfort, not hurt your body. The warm, smooth taste of coffee with creamer can feel like a daily moment of ease. The issue is simply the hidden additives, not the act of enjoying your morning drink. Switching to alternatives like oat milk, almond milk, or even black coffee with a touch of cinnamon can reduce this strain. So, let's expose the silent kidney-damaging ingredients sitting inside your coffee mug: creamy, sweet, smooth, and silently damaging your filtration system. Flavored coffee creamers feel like a small indulgence that makes the morning pleasant. But these creamers often contain ingredients that quietly create stress inside the kidneys. One of the main concerns is the phosphate additives used to keep the texture thick and stable. When these phosphates enter the bloodstream, the body tries to balance them by releasing calcium from the bones. The calcium and phosphate then move through the kidneys together. This can create tiny points of strain on the kidney's filtering structures. Repeating this daily can slowly weaken the filtration ability over time. Another issue comes from trans fats, which are often added to creamers to make them feel creamy and smooth. Trans fats can cause inflammation in the blood vessels. When blood vessels become inflamed, the flow of blood to the kidneys is reduced. The kidneys depend on steady blood flow to filter waste effectively. If the blood flow is limited, the kidneys have to work harder, and this increases stress. Flavored creamers can also disrupt the gut microbiome, the good bacteria that help the body manage inflammation and digestion. When the balance of gut bacteria shifts, it can lead to more inflammation signals circulating in the bloodstream. These signals can reach the kidneys and add to the existing pressure they are already managing. Fortunately, there are simple alternatives that still allow you to enjoy your coffee. Unsweetened almond milk or oat milk can provide a smooth texture without harmful additives. A small amount of vanilla extract or a sprinkle of cinnamon can add sweetness and aroma naturally, without placing extra stress on the kidneys. Making this swap supports kidney function and still keeps your morning routine enjoyable. But the next breakfast food is even more shocking because it's labeled as super healthy. Healthy food can become harmful when eaten the wrong way. Spinach is often praised as a superfood, and it does contain useful nutrients. But it also has a very high level of oxalates, which are natural compounds that can lead to kidney stone formation. When oxalates enter the body, they can bind with calcium and form tiny crystals. These crystals may collect in the kidneys and grow into stones over time. Eating spinach occasionally in cooked meals may not be a problem, but drinking it daily in smoothies can quickly increase oxalate levels. Blending spinach makes the oxalates even easier for the body to absorb. When spinach is broken down into a fine liquid form, oxalates move into the bloodstream more quickly. This means the kidneys have to work harder to filter and remove them. If the body is not able to flush the extra oxalates efficiently, they may stay in the kidneys and contribute to stone formation. Many people also blend spinach with fruits high in vitamin C, such as oranges, pineapple, or mango. Vitamin C is healthy, but when taken in large amounts, the body converts some of it into oxalate. So, combining spinach and vitamin C fruits in a smoothie can create a double load of oxalates. This can be especially challenging for people who have a history of kidney stones or reduced kidney function. A simple and safer alternative is to use steamed kale instead of raw spinach. Steaming lowers oxalate content. You can blend steamed kale with a small banana, almond milk, and a spoonful of flax seeds. Flax seeds offer gentle fiber and support healthy digestion without adding strain to the kidneys. But even if you avoid all 5 foods, one thing can still silently weaken your kidneys every morning. The biggest morning mistake isn't what you eat, it's what you don't do. When we wake up, the body is naturally slightly dehydrated because we spend several hours without drinking water. During sleep, the kidneys continue filtering waste and maintaining balance in the blood, but they have less fluid to work with. This makes the blood a bit thicker in the morning. When blood is thicker, the kidneys must use more effort to move and filter it. This means that breakfast, no matter how healthy, is starting on top of an already increased workload. Many people skip drinking water in the morning and go straight to coffee, tea, or juice. These drinks may offer flavor or energy, but they do not provide the hydration the kidneys actually need. In fact, coffee and tea can slightly increase fluid loss because they have a mild diuretic effect. So, instead of helping the kidneys start the day smoothly, they may be asked to filter concentrated blood with even less available fluid. This slow start filtering can become a quiet routine stress if repeated daily. Some people may notice lower back tightness, mild headaches, or feeling heavy or tired soon after waking up. These are often early signs of morning dehydration, not just fatigue. The kidneys are doing their best with limited support. It is important to understand that this is not something done knowingly. You didn't know, but now you can protect yourself. Providing hydration early in the morning helps restore normal blood thickness, supports circulation, and gives the kidneys what they need to function at a steady pace. Simple water, taken at the right time, can make a noticeable difference in how the kidneys perform throughout the day. This step is small, but the effect is meaningful over time. So, let's fix this with one simple morning routine. This takes only 5-10 minutes, but the benefits can last all day. After waking up, drinking 300-400 milliliters of room temperature water helps the kidneys begin the day with enough fluid to filter waste smoothly. Room temperature water is gentle and allows the body to absorb it more steadily. This supports normal blood flow and reduces the early morning strain created by dehydration. Drinking water first, before coffee or tea, prepares the kidneys to manage the rest of the day with less effort. Along with hydration, gentle stretching can also help. Light movements such as raising the arms overhead, bending side to side, or slowly leaning forward to stretch the lower back can improve circulation around the kidney area. These movements encourage better blood flow to the kidneys and help release tension that builds during sleep. When the kidneys receive steady blood flow, they can filter more efficiently. Adding slow breathing can make this routine even more effective. Breathing deeply from the diaphragm rather than the chest helps the body relax and improves oxygen flow. This type of breathing also reduces internal pressure, which can support the natural filtering process. A few slow breaths combined with stretching and water can create a calm start that benefits both the kidneys and overall energy. This routine does not require equipment, supplements, or long time. It can be done at home, beside the bed, or in any quiet space. It is simple, but when repeated daily, it supports kidney function and helps the body maintain balance throughout the day. Now let's put everything into a simple morning blueprint you can follow easily. Consistency protects. Kidneys, not perfection. The goal is not to change everything overnight, but to create a simple morning routine that you can repeat daily. Start by drinking 300-400 milliliters of room temperature water as soon as you wake up. Give your kidneys the hydration they need before any other drink. After that, take a minute for light stretching or slow breathing to support circulation and ease your system into the day. When it's time for breakfast, choose foods that are gentle on the kidneys and avoid those that create unnecessary strain. Instead of processed cereals, choose steel-cut oats with cinnamon and berries. Instead of bacon or sausages, go for egg whites, plain Greek yogurt, or a small tofu scramble. Instead of orange juice, drink diluted apple juice, a berry cooler, or simple water with lemon. When making coffee, skip flavored creamers and use almond or oat milk with a touch of vanilla or cinnamon. For green smoothies, replace raw spinach with steamed kale and add flax seeds for fiber and smooth digestion. It can help to rotate your breakfast options through the week. For example, oats one day, yogurt the next, tofu scramble another day. Rotation keeps meals interesting and ensures balance. Eating slowly also matters. When food is eaten too quickly, it becomes harder for the kidneys and digestive system to stay steady. Slowing down gives the body time to process nutrients without pressure. These steps may seem small, but repeating them daily makes a meaningful difference in kidney health over time. But none of this matters unless one final realization sinks in. Your kidneys fight for you quietly, every second of your life. They work without asking for attention. They filter waste, balance minerals, support blood pressure, and protect your body in the background. You don't feel most of their effort, because they do it silently. When something works quietly and consistently, it is easy to overlook. Many people only think about kidney health when a problem appears. But awareness before that point is a form of care. This is not about guilt. If you have been eating certain breakfast foods for years, you were not doing anything wrong on purpose. You were choosing what was available, easy, or familiar. Now that you understand which foods place extra pressure on the kidneys, you have the chance to make supportive choices. This is not about strict restriction. It is about giving your body what it needs to stay strong. Small, steady changes show respect for your health. Shifting your breakfast to kidney-friendly foods is a simple way to say, I care about my body. When you choose to hydrate first in the morning, when you replace processed foods with gentler options, you reinforce a new identity. I am someone who protects my body. That shift matters more than perfection. Progress does not need to be dramatic. Even small adjustments, repeated daily, can support kidney function and overall well-being. You are not starting over. You are simply choosing to support an organ that has been supporting you every day without pause. Because the real test is how you choose breakfast tomorrow morning. Let's recap so your mind remembers. The 5 breakfast choices that place stress on the kidneys are processed cereals, bacon and sausages, orange juice, flavored coffee creamers, and raw spinach smoothies. Each of these may look normal or even healthy, but they contain sodium, phosphates, sugar, or oxalates that increase the workload on the kidneys. Replacing these foods is simple. Use steel-cut oats with cinnamon and berries instead of boxed cereals. Choose egg whites, plain Greek yogurt, or a small tofu scramble instead of processed meats. Replace orange juice with diluted apple juice, a berry cooler, or cranberry water. Swap flavored coffee creamers for almond or oat milk with vanilla or cinnamon. Change raw spinach smoothies to steamed kale with flax seeds for a gentler, balanced blend. Start your mornings by drinking 300-400 milliliters of room-temperature water to support kidney filtration. Add light stretching and slow breathing to improve blood flow and set a calm tone for the day. These steps help maintain steady energy and protect the kidneys without effort or complicated routines. Now, the only question left is, are you ready to protect your kidneys starting tomorrow morning? You're not alone in this. Many people are just now learning how everyday breakfast habits affect kidney health, and making changes step by step is enough. If this information helped you understand your body better, consider liking this video so others can find it too. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you're ready to begin these simple morning swaps, type PROTECT below to show your commitment. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. In the upcoming episode, we'll talk about morning habits that seem healthy but quietly increase creatinine and kidney strain. Knowing this will help you build a full daily routine that supports your kidneys from the moment you wake up. Your kidneys work for you every day. Now is your chance to work for them.